A mariner is lost in the middle of the ocean. All around him, he sees an infinite number of directions that he could steer his yacht. And if the direction he chooses is off by less than a degree, over time and distance, this error will get bigger and bigger, and he will end up in the wrong place. But luckily, the mariner has recourse to an instrument which can guide him. An instrument that will help him to set course and also correct it when required. A simple instrument that does just one thing. This instrument points north. And that one reading is enough for the mariner to navigate this vast ocean. We navigate the ocean of life every day. Where is our compass? Every instant in our life is a choice. Every thought and action is a choice. It is an acceptance of one option from an infinite number of possibilities. Little wonder, then, that we are sometimes lost. What is the right choice? What is the right thing to do? Is it always wrong to lie? Or are there times when the truth can do more harm? What should I do when I see someone in distress? Should I be doing more to help my aged parents? Is a vegetarian diet morally superior to a non-vegetarian one? No one can definitively answer these questions for us. Ultimately, the compass that will guide us is within. It is personal. But we can help each other in learning how to find and read this inner compass. This series hopes to do that. We will approach some basic yet complex questions that we often ask ourselves. Questions that are not easy to answer. Questions that put us in a moral dilemma. Helping us make sense of such questions will be two very special guests. They are both in different parts of the world, but were able to connect via the internet. Dr. Klensі Mартін is a professor of philosophy at the University of Missouri in Kansas City. He also teaches at various universities around the world and is an author of more than a dozen books. He is a Guggenheim Fellow and a contributing editor to Harper's Magazine. His writing has also appeared in The New Yorker, The Wall Street Journal, The New York Times, among others. He has extensive experience of the Western School of Philosophy, a tradition whose origin is most commonly identified with Socrates, followed by Plato and Aristotle. But he also draws on the work of contemporary present-day thinkers.
And I don't go to these thinkers so much for definitive answers. I don't think we're going to find definitive answers to these questions, and we may not want them. What I think we can do is channel these great thinkers of the past so we can become more and more refined in our thinking about our own particular moral situations, so we can feel a little bit more grounded in the way we become aware of those situations, the way we evaluate them, the way we make decisions in those moral contexts, and then, of course, also about the outcomes, and whether or not those outcomes are actually the desirable ones.
Joining us from Kanha Shantivanam, an international community centered on meditation near Hyderabad in India, is Kamlesh Patel, or Daaджі, as he is more widely known. He is a best-selling author and guide to millions of people around the world. he proposes a meditative approach to life called heartfulness. Daaджі is an original voice in an ancient spiritual tradition. His teachings arise from personal experience while reflecting his deep spirit of inquiry and respect for the world's great mystical traditions and scientific advancements. Daaджі advocates bridging ancient tradition with modern scientific understanding.
You know, the East has had a long spiritual tradition of referring to the inner wisdom of the heart. We may call this intuition today. We experience and define a field of thought. We feel before we think. Love, care, gratitude, compassion. All these emanate from the field of the heart. The heart has about 40,000 neurons that play a central role in shaping our emotions, perceptions, and, more importantly, decision making.
It's interesting that both our guests are not exclusive to their traditions, but represent a balance between the East and the West.
I have myself learned a lot about how to approach these questions and how to find better answers to these questions through the Eastern traditions.
In this series, Klensі and I seek to draw on both spirituality and philosophy, science and psychology, to help us approach everyday problems. I humbly invite you to join us.
This promises to be a fascinating voyage, and more importantly, a useful one. Welcome aboard.